For 30 years, we have been lighting up the night. We are Baja Designs, the scientists of lighting.
If off-road adrenaline is what you crave, we've got exactly what you need. Introducing the all-new RZR Turbo R and revolutionary RZR Pro R. Reimagined from the ground up with the power to push you further, the confidence of next-level strength, and exceptional control for conquering the wildest terrain. The next generation of RZR is here, and it's built for those who live wide open.
KMC's pursuit of victory has pushed us to the front of the pack, to the brink of destruction, and across the finish line for decades. Regardless of the driver, the vehicle, or the terrain, these are the wheels that will help you win by a landslide. The process of relentlessly redefining performance cannot be learned or taught. It's in our DNA.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are here for your second hour of updates here for the 2022 Vegas to Reno race. You guys are tuned in to Fishgistics as always. We had a bunch of people freaking out about a minute ago because you guys are watching Bryce's live stream and you saw him go up on a trailer. So don't worry about Bryce is fine. His truck is perfect. They're in first place. They're putting it on the trailer because there is a transfer section at this race. So if you guys just tuned in, let me bring up the other screen and we'll show you a little bit more of what's going on. So don't worry, don't freak out. It's all planned. All right, so right here, the Tonopah section. When you get right here to Tonopah, which is where Bryce just was when you guys were all watching him on the screen on his live in-car, you get to the Tonopah pit, you go into the pit, and then you stop right here. You come out this access road and you put it on a trailer. The reason is over here on this section, there is impassable sections over here on the lake bed. This whole loop right here got hammered by rain this whole week and last week. There was no way for them to route the race through there. So they're going to have to skip it, and they're putting it on the trailers on the road. So you can see right here, everybody's going down the road. They're going to come all the way down the road over to here, to the Blair Junction area. Actually, right here, sorry, right before there. See this little line where you go in? This is where they're going to unload right down here. They're going to go back into the course and resume race speed and continue on the course. So you have the way it works, if you are not familiar, they're giving you 1 hour. So you come in to the pit at Tonopah. Bryce got there by my calculations right about 11:42 or so. They write that on a sticker. They put it on your car. It says 11:42. Right below it, they give you 1 hour before you can restart. So it says 12:42. That time is the soonest you can restart. The soonest you can restart. So there's no reason to race trailers. It doesn't matter if Lofton right here, it goes faster on the highway and jumps ahead of Bryce and he gets over here first. It doesn't matter. He can't start until his start time on the sticker, which is 1 hour after when you got to the Tonopah pit. So Bryce Menzies will restart at approximately 12:42. So when you guys are watching at around 12:42, which is in about 40 minutes from now, You could probably, his live stream will come back live, and then you'll see he's going to restart at 12:42 right here. He will be in first place still. Now, Justin Lofton, if he came there 2 minutes behind him, Justin Lofton will start 2 minutes behind him. He won't, even if he's sitting right next to him, they're both sitting there ready to go. As soon as Bryce goes, Justin Lofton cannot leave until his start time, which is 1 hour from whenever he got at the Tonopah pit. So it's pretty easy how they're doing it. It sucks they had to go around this section. Nobody likes it, but it is what it is. The BLM was not going to let it happen. There was actually physically impassable sections out there. You wouldn't have been able to get a car through there. So that is exactly what just happened. You are not allowed to pit on the highway. You're not allowed to pit once you get over here to the finish either when you're waiting for the start. The only spot you're allowed to pit is Tonopah. So you saw Bryce Menzies. We knew he had to take a tire, right? So he came into the pit in Tonopah. They put a tire on the rack on the bottom, and then they were looking over the car. It actually looked like they spent a little bit of extra time on the front end, which was kind of weird. So I'm not sure what they were looking at, but they were definitely looking at something on the front end, even after they were done putting the tire in. So once he cleared the pit, that's when his time stopped. His time didn't stop before the pit. His time stopped after the pits. Like as soon as you pass through pit row, that's where your time stops. So you have to do all of your pitting in that pit. Once you pass that pit, you're not allowed to pit again until you start and you get all the way over here to the Blair Junction pit. So you can't unload your car here and work on it while you're waiting for your time to start. You can't do that. You can't work on it on the highway. You can't do any of that. So if anybody sees anybody working on it on the highway, they're supposed to, basically rat people out and get them a penalty. So I don't think anybody's going to be dumb enough to work on their car on the side of the highway because there's a million racers out there today all watching. So that's what's going on with that. You're not allowed to touch the truck once it's on the trailer. You're not allowed to touch the truck once it leaves the Tonopah pit. You have to fix it in the pit before your time stops. So simple as that. That's how this section's working. Don't freak out when you see all these cars getting on trailers going down the road. That is how that works. So I did get word that Dan McMillan is through the pit, as you can see right here. He's good to go. The truck is good. He was just cruising that first section, keeping it right where he needed to. We have Ryan Arciero. He is also through that section. We have, I think this is going to be the Dean boys here, if I can get it to click. Yep, James Dean. We got them holding it down for the Buggy Dorks. It looks like they're probably about running fourth or so overall right now. Now, the order that you get on the highway here, this isn't the order that they finished in the pit. This is just whenever they loaded up on the trailer. So don't pay much attention to this order on the highway. It means nothing. They're all just going to be stacked up at the end of it. That means nothing. So the running order is whatever it is once they restart. When they restart, we'll be able to see easily what the running order is. Sarah Price, the 78, just pulled into the Tonopah pit. So she looks like she's in the pit. So they're most likely doing something to the truck while it's stopped. And then she's going to leave it and put it on the trailer and continue down the highway. So that's what it looks like there. So we really only have a few trick trucks through. We have Bryce Menzies first. We have Lofton second. It's either going to be Arciero third or McMillan third. I'm not sure who got there first. The 12, Robert Johnson's through there. We have James Dean through there. And we have the 23. We have 1575, James Dean. Okay, that's actually probably a second tracker or a chase. Let me see if I have chase vehicles on. No, I don't have chase on. So some guys are running more than one tracker on their car. Obviously, the 1575 is the same car. It's just got two trackers on it that ping at different times. So they're through there. The 1502, that's your Silver State winner right there. So Cole, he won the last race, actually overall. He won the last race overall that Best in the Desert had. Looks like he's having another good run. We have Casey Curry. He is loading up on the trailer right now. We have a bike that was there earlier. And then, like we said, Sarah Price. So those are the only cars that are physically to Tonopah so far on the tracker. If someone's tracker is not working, then we won't see him. Steve Olagus is coming in. Now, he had a last-minute change yesterday. If you guys didn't see, Rob McCachran is going to be jumping in this truck later. So Rob's either going to jump in at mile 265 or 360, and he's going to take it to the finish. So that was a last-minute thing. Steve's co-driver, Mark Newhan, got sick. He had to go home. He wasn't able to drive. So he had Rob Mack, not a bad backup, huh? Hop in at the last minute, and he'll be driving basically the second half of the race or the last third of the race, depending on where he gets in at. But that is Steve in the truck right now. Tracy Graff is next. And then BJ Baldwin is still moving. Once again, remember, he had to take his first run yesterday, so he started 16th. So he's actually one to keep an eye on time because he started pretty far back. 2-minute splits, 16th. That's 30 minutes he started behind Menzies. So going to have to keep an eye on Baldwin on time definitely throughout the day. The 56 coming along, Toby Price. Okay, we found out what happened with Toby Price. He had the ECU or the PDU got wet somehow. There was water in the PDU. The truck wouldn't start. Lindsey Geiser gave us that update. They were working on it at the start line, trying to dry out the PDU. It took him a long time. He ended up starting way back from where he was supposed to. So that's what happened with the 5. So we had a little issue at the beginning, and they didn't start where he qualified. He started later. The 1526 coming along, Jeff Proctor. So Jeff Proctor, normally we don't see him in the trick truck class here with the number 9. That is the exact same Tisco truck that he races in Spec TT 7200. Not Spec, in 7200. He couldn't race it in Spec TT because it doesn't have the legal motor in it. It has a V6 in it, a twin turbo. And he decided to race it in trick truck this race just because there wasn't any 7200 trucks racing, and he wanted to start up closer to the front. So Jeff Proctor is in his 7200 truck racing in the trick truck class, and looks like he's not doing too bad. He's just he's keeping up with a couple guys here. We got the Robert Malone he's keeping up with. BJ Baldwin started behind him, so BJ's already passed him, so he's got a lot of time on him. But that's what's going on with the number 9. Morgan Langley still running, and who's behind him? Sterling Miller is there. Nick Whetstone is there, and then we got the 6100s. All right, Justin Blauer, he started first. He is still in front, it looks like. Then we have a couple cars here. We got Chad Dorman and the 91. Jerry Welchell's actually driving the 91. Jerry qualified that yesterday. They got a little unlucky. The water truck watered down the track right before they started, and in turn 1, Jerry got up a little high, got into the wet dirt, and smacked it into the wall. So not a common thing for Jerry Welchell to do there, but he got a little unlucky, I think, with the water truck. So they had to start in the back because their time wasn't too good after that. Connor McMullen, looks like he's running towards the front, and Jason Coleman. So those are your top 6100 guys. We have the 69 Peoples. They were upside down yesterday. These guys were my bet to put on the best show during qualifying, and sure enough, they did. I think they're the only truck that ended up upside down, but these guys just keep coming back for more. So they didn't have their spare body with them, so they had this nice body on there, and they had to duct tape and zip tie it back together. But good to see them going. I'm glad they got the truck back together. Jurgensen, somebody was asking, he had some problems earlier, and you can see he is sitting, he is in the pit right now. He is 0 miles an hour in pit 3. So the Brenthal all-wheel, that is the all-wheel drive truck. Honestly, I haven't had a lot of luck with that truck yet. They seem to have little issues every race. Hopefully he can get it going. I know they're still trying to get it dialed in, get some more seat time on it. But that is Kyle Jurgensen. He's driving the all-wheel drive truck. His two-wheel drive truck has been sold. So that is the truck that he's driving this year, will be the all-wheel drive truck. Brent Fox, where was he? You guys were looking for him. What number is he? If you guys want to find somebody, let me know their number, and that would be the easiest way. Oh, Cameron Steele. Good to see him coming. This Cameron Steele, you don't see him in the 6100 class. He took his Geyser truck number 1. This is the original Geyser trophy truck chassis that he was using as a pre-runner, and he made it 6100 legal. They put a 6100 motor in it, and they're going to do some 6100 racing in it. He's going to use it for his pre-runner still for Baja, and then when he's not racing Baja, he's going to do some 6100 races such as this. So that is a full old school, the oldest it gets, Geyser number 1 trophy truck, which is super heavy compared to most of these other 6100 trucks nowadays. So cool to see Cameron out there with Cody, and I hope they have a good day. I guarantee you that truck will probably be there at the finish. So that thing is built tough. It's got a ton of miles on it, and it's pretty much, it's as proven as any truck seen as Geyser number 1. So hopefully they have a good run today. Let's see. Fox 6100. Yeah, what is Brent Fox's number? Somebody tell me what Brent Fox's number is. I have it somewhere here, but not right in front of me, and then I can find it for you guys. Let me see if I got it on this sheet. I'm trying to look up the qualifying results. Brent Fox 6146. Okay. The 46, where was he at? He might not be tracking actually, huh? Has anybody seen the 6146 today? Let's look real quick at the times and see if the 6100 class. Okay, Brent Fox at mile 100, he was about a minute and a half off on corrected time. So he's a little bit behind, not far, a minute and a half on corrected time. So yeah, 6146, that's what is going on with him. And I don't even know where he is. Does anybody see him on here? It's hard to find. Let me see. We can go just look for him real quick for you guys, since a few guys. Now the Brent Fox truck, also Caden McCachran is going to be getting in that truck later today. Where is the spec class? 6100. Let me see. Where is he? Brent Fox, right there. Okay, it doesn't look like his tracker's working right now because, see, when you click on somebody, it'll go to their thing. So the 6146 tracker is currently not working. So I don't know where the 6146 is because their tracker is not working. So that's what's going on with the 6146 for all of you guys that are asking. Let's hide these chase vehicles and go back in. All right, as you can see, our lead cars are almost back to the end of the transfer section. Once again, they're going to have to wait. Bryce is not going to be allowed to start until 12:42 approximately on my time. All right, let's see what else. You guys are right. He's at 144, somebody said. Okay, so if he's at 144, yeah, I don't see him on here, but that's probably an update. I don't know why he's not showing up on my screen. Maybe we should refresh. Let's try and refresh the Racing Track screen. Between 123 and 124 on the Racing Track's goofy screen. All right, yeah. So a few of the trackers are all over the place. This one, let's see. Show all. A good thing to do, they do have chase vehicles on here too, so you're going to want to hide the vehicles, the chase vehicles, when you are looking at the map today, because they'll kind of get in the way, a lot of the chase vehicles. A lot of them run racing tracks now, so. And some of our numbers changed, and that is what it is. All right, so what else are you guys, let's see, what else are you guys looking at? I think that pretty much ends this update almost. We're looking for a couple more for you guys. Baldy, yeah, Trick Truck. Let's see, why are they not popping up? For some reason, this tracker's being really weird right now, and it's not showing me some of the classes. So I will, let's see, Baldy, 82. I don't know where they are. Where are they? I haven't seen them. The 69's not tracking again, so that's not good. But there's a bunch of people here. Just keep in mind, once again, when you see people coming in this pit, this is where they're putting it on the trailer at for the transfer section. So don't worry when you see stuff going on there. No big deal. All right. All right. Well, I think that pretty much covers it. We're gonna wait for this transfer section, and then when we come back next hour, we will have they will be restarted. Once again, go over to Bryce Menzies' YouTube. Right now, they're replaying the first half of the race, but this is pretty awesome. You guys got to go over and watch this. It's been really cool. And then Best in the Desert does have some on Ride TV also that they've been showing throughout the day. When their cameras are working, they show them. When they don't, it's not on. So leave it open on a side window, and when it works, you'll see it pop up, and it'll start streaming. So that is my suggestion for you guys. So a lot of the other classes at the beginning of the race are still going off the line. So if I show you guys once again, go back down here. Look, not even everybody's started yet. Okay, we'll show you this before we leave. Notice how there's a big gap now. A lot of the cars have started, right? But the UTVs are all sitting here. They are doing a 1 hour gap from when the first UTV starts. So whatever class was in front of UTV, like class 8 or whatever it was, when the last car in that class leaves the line, the UTVs are going to get an hour time gap until they start. So they're obviously sitting there right now. I don't know what time they'll start at, but maybe if any one of you guys knows what time the UTVs are going to start, it'll be 1 hour after the last car in front of them left the line, which is most likely the 307. That's a bike. So probably not them. It's probably these cars. Let's see. That's a chase vehicle. So it's probably this car right here. So the 4725, they're at mile 75, and they started around mile 45. So it's been a little while since they got there. So UTVs probably, I'm going to guess it's been about half an hour at least. UTVs are probably going to start pretty soon, but look at this clean air they have. I mean, that car is already 20 miles in front of them, and they haven't started yet. So the UTVs are going to have some clean air. I would look for some fast times out of the UTV class, just because they're going to have really good clean air for a lot of this race. And let's go look at the bikes. Yeah, we almost forgot to check on them. Sometimes I forget there's bikes racing at this race. 46, Dalton Shirley out front, getting closer to the finish. Look at, he's getting actually pretty close. He's going to be there most likely before our next update, if not right at it. He is at mile 430, just passing 431. Behind him, well, we got pretty good racing here. Check this out. Who was that other one there? Skylar Howes has caught right back up to him on the tracker. 12:19 update and 12:16. So 3 minutes apart basically is what separates them right now physically. Then we have the 45, Joe Wasson, Zane Robert in third, most likely. And then in fourth, it looks like it's Jeremy Newton and Axel Pearson in the number 2. Let's go look at the Racing Tracks site and look at the times real quick. Open Pro. Oh, it didn't click it. Open Pro. All right. So here we go. This is what's cool about Racing Tracks. They got this time. It's unofficial, and obviously Skylar Howes hasn't finished yet, so don't look at that. But let's go here and look at mile 400. So Skylar Howes, corrected time, he was 5:09:19, and Joe Wasson is actually showing in second at 5:10, and then Dalton Shirley in third at 5:11. So Dalton is on the track first, physical, but the two guys behind him have actually caught him, and according to this, they are ahead of him on corrected time. So that brings him all the way back down to third place on corrected time. Once again, these are unofficial. These are off the Racing Tracks trackers. This is not off of the Best in the Desert transponder, which is used for the actual race. So these are usually very close, though. They're within seconds usually. I would trust this gap right here to be a good enough size gap that most likely Skylar Howes is your race leader right now on corrected time. So it's going to be a good last 50 miles or so, whatever it is, to the finish. And it's going to be really close in the bike class. I mean, look at, like we said, look at it on the map here. These guys are all right on top of each other. So you can see this car was actually in second, or this bike was actually in second place, and Dalton was actually in third. But Dalton is out front. So he's going to have to turn it up a little bit. Once he goes through pit 12, guarantee you he's got his pit guys there. They're going to give him split times. He's going to find out when he gets to pit 12 that he's not winning this race right now on time. So he's going to pick it up. He's going to have to go, honestly, as fast as he can from pit 12 to the finish if he's going to try to win this race. You're not going to be able to go slow and cruise it in to a win there. So pretty cool to see that. Let's see, Skylar's team posted they are trying to win the race on corrected time, so they aren't breaking ground on Instagram. Yeah, so really, they're doing everything they need to do right now. They're winning the race on corrected time. So definitely cool. Why such a big gap between 4,500 class and UTVs? Well, I just said that the UTVs are getting a 1 hour start gap. They wanted to be moved up. I don't know if this is official, but I was told they wanted to be moved up, and Best in Desert didn't really want to move them up in the start order, so they decided to give them a 1 hour clean air. So I haven't seen that done. In Mexico, I know that SCORE does a 5-minute start from the trophy trucks to the class 1s. So something a little different. They're going to give the UTVs 1 hour of clean air. So they really have no excuse not to have a fast race right here, because they're basically getting to start in the front, you know. Obviously, they're going to catch these cars once they get into the race, but an hour of clean air is pretty good. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. All right. Well, that's that. We'll tune back in at 1 o'clock for your next update here. You can see we have Bryce Menzies and Lofton are sitting over here. They're unloading, getting ready to restart. Bryce is going to start in about 20 minutes, and then Lofton will be behind him, probably only a minute or two behind him. Lofton will be restarting. So in 20 minutes, go back over to Bryce Menzies' live feed on his YouTube channel and tune in, and then we will come back here, and we'll see you guys for another update at 1 p.m. Thanks for tuning in.
Over 25 years of off-road racing dominance. Proprietary patented race technology. Proudly made in the USA. Unparalleled customer service and support. The choice of champions. King Shocks. The leader in off-road shock technology.
Your locally owned Bill Alexander Ford has the vehicles you want. F-Series, Bronco, Expedition, Edge, Explorer, Escape, and Ranger. And try our mobile service for light maintenance. We will come to you. For a difference you can count on, visit us in person or go to BillAlexanderFord.com.